Hello. How y'all doing, guys? Y'all doing pretty good? We are out and about making some rounds. Ooh. And there's Ruby. No bandana. It blew off in the wind. No, literally, that's how hard the wind was blowing earlier. It's somewhere in the back seat of the truck somewhere, but yeah, it blew off somewhere. But we are out and about making some rounds. And wanted to come on a little bit and chat for a second about Jay Slater. I haven't talked about him in a minute, but it's because, oh my God, are you kidding me? It's because of it's plastic. It's rubber. Ruby, it's soft rubber. But you know, it is something that has really bugged me because I do feel that there's, we know now some information that's good to know, right? But we also still need a few answers. I need a few answers. I feel like I need a few answers. I know a lot of y'all feel like y'all need a few answers, and it's the only thing that's tough about this case is the negative, right? That's it's not that it's something that to me shouldn't be, right? This is someone's life. And to me, there should never be negativity when someone has passed on, right? And we're trying to find answers to see if it's different than what they say, right? That's all we do. And when we see a bunch of red flags, of course, we think about the red flags and why are the red flags here and what causes the red flags to be here and all that good stuff, right? And that's kind of what we do. And it's hard when it's hard when you make a video, right, trying to talk about the case and then all the negativity comes with it, right? That's the hard part. And I feel like there's so much to talk about in this case, right? Now that we have so much information on it, right? And some of the information's already out there in certain channels or people have already discussed it, right? It's not all brand new to everyone, but a lot of the phone stuff is, man, it's very interesting because it's, a lot of people I don't think they understand how it works. Maybe that's what it is they don't understand how technology works, and sometimes people think they know and they really don't know. But I'm not trying to be rude in any way, but sometimes people don't get how it works, right? Like if you've ever used a dog tracking collar, or even if you're a hunter, say, and you say you hog hunt or something with dogs and you use tracking collars, you understand how it works, right? And then when we always have satellites in the sky, we always have ways of doing certain things, right? And getting certain information. And that's, to me, in this case, which is what helped, I believe, is going to help this case, is all the information, all the cell phone usage, all the drones, all the dogs, all that stuff is what helps, because it all leaves a digital trail. And with technology being so wonderful, with probably, I'm going to say probably 99% of search teams, like professional search teams that are funded either by the government or nonprofit, the ones that raise pretty good amount of money, that can afford, $10,000-$12,000 drones that will do everything you need them to do. Pick up cell phones, pick up lost hikers, pick up all this kind of stuff, right? That's what it's about. And a lot of these companies that were there use those particular drones. There was only a couple of people that flew drones that didn't have that capability on their drones. And mainly they were news. And I get it for them. It's just about news for them. It's about showing a picture, giving the news, getting it out there, things of that nature. And so that's why we have to look at more or less the ones that have those capabilities and try to figure out what those capabilities are. Oh, it's a cup. Hold on, guys, just a second. So that way, dang, that's some big old deer tracks. But that's what helps us to get better information. Jay Slater, of course, was a young man that was 19 years old from Lancashire. He was from the UK, right? And he went on his first holiday without his family to the island of Tenerife with 2 friends, supposedly, even though there was a whole bunch more people there. There's only 2 friends supposedly that traveled with him, which now I think we know that that's not the case. But anyway, let's just say the 2 friends. And let's just go by their theory, right? How about we do that? How about we go by what they say? They went on the island, they had fun, they partied every day, they went to the raves every day. Trigger warning, remember that, guys, times 100 million. But, and allegedly, these are my opinions, my theories, my speculation, my free speech. Take it as a grain of salt, right? That's what I say. That's the best way to do it. That's something that I need to learn to start saying, even if 90% of it is fact and 10% is not. I still need to say it. So, kind of how that goes. But anyway, let's just say that their theory is how it panned out. That they went on this holiday and just the 2 friends, and they were at the raves. They met some other people. But people always meet people at events, right? That's how it works. And so let's just say, oh, that wind is bad. Let's just say that on that particular night, the last night of the rave, let's say that he leaves there. Let's say he loses his key, right? Which I don't think not one of us believe. But let's just say that they're correct and he lost the key. And he texts this guy that just got out of prison after 9 years serving prison for selling substances and things that kill people, basically. Trigger warning, but you know what I mean, guys. Y'all get it, right? And plus the crypto and all the other stuff that they're doing, selling stock within themselves and making up stuff just to sell it, right? Selling air, put it that way. Selling air, how about that? And he has to get a ride with these people. And they drive all the way to an area that's basically almost dang near deserted except for hikers. It's just an area that hikers go to. It's a sightseeing area. It has a trail that runs 3 hours to the beach, which is beautiful beach. 3 hours one way. Okay? This is a young man that's 19, that's a bricklayer, that's in shape. No matter if he's been drinking and partying all night or not, he's still in shape, no matter what. Let's just say that his phone had 1%, like Lucy May Law says, amongst all her lies. Let's just say that that's, we're going to go with her theory of this, right? Let's say he had on a white t-shirt, which we know he didn't wear. Let's just say randomly, he just wore a different shirt than everybody saw him in and all the other footage, okay? And his phone had 1%. He was thirsty. He cut himself on a cactus. Which, how bad can a cactus really cut you? You might get a thorn or you might get a little scratch. And unless the thorn kind of goes in real deep and breaks off, I don't think even if it was poisonous, it's going to bother you from a scratch, right? I just don't see that. But anyway, let's just say that what they said was correct. And you'll see why I'm getting here. That, all those things she said about him, he cut his leg, he was in a ditch. Okay, if he's in a ditch, then how did he end up in a ravine? First off. But let's just say he's in a ditch like she said. Okay. He has the guy's number that he rode with because they had already met. They had already met through the holiday, right? Let's just say it that way. So we know, according to that guy and his many lies of stories, that Mr. Lie Pants, that's what I call him, he says all these different things, but he did say, okay, he texted me and said he had nowhere to go, although he had a room, sure, which is supposed to be best mate Brad. And they had left and tried to get him to come, but he didn't want the night to end, right? It was the last night. He wanted to keep rocking and rolling, even though he didn't have a key. There's no more, there's still a few things going on, but not a lot, right? But let's just say he wanted to go to the hiking village and party with the hikers, okay? Because we know they're in their tents probably sleeping about that time, but let's just say they'll get up and party with him. So that's his plan, is to go there, right? So Mr. Lollipants says, yes, he texted me, didn't have his keys, he needed a place to go. I offered him a couch. Okay? So he gets in the car, they're laughing, joking, talking. Evidently Rocky falls asleep, and they're making fun of him. They get out, he's still in the car asleep, which I don't know how he got out and got inside if he's still in the car asleep, but anyway, let's just say he's in the car asleep. And they're having a good time. They stopped and had a few more drinks. It's around 6:27 a.m., I guess, let's just say, give or take. They get back to their room, and he gets Jay a blanket. Well, one thing that he said on one podcast or whatever, that he had made Jay a bed on the couch, got him a cigarette, and told him the phone charger was next door, because I guess his phone was already dead at like 6 in the morning. Because he needed a phone charger means his phone was pretty much at the end fixing to die. Okay, so let's just say his phone was almost dead by, let's say 6 o'clock, 6:30. Okay. And he has an iPhone, remember that, which cut off at about 3 to 5%, depending on the brand of the year of the iPhone. So, his phone's already dying, he needs a phone charger, and evidently he doesn't get a phone charger. So, and evidently he must lay down on the couch, right, because he's still there whenever the door buzzer rings, which I don't even know if there's proof that there's a door buzzer, but anyway, say the two men and the woman come to the door with the wheelbarrow or whatever, right? I don't know why they would come to the door with all that stuff anyway. They would just send one person to the door. But anyway, all three come to the door with the wheelbarrow and ring the buzzer, and it scares Jay. And he's asking, what the heck is that? But he doesn't say it that way. He uses a different word. But anyway, and he tells him, hey, it's his doorbell. Anyway, okay, so those people that are there that supposedly never saw Jay at the bus stop, they did it. Those guys did it, right? I don't even know if anybody ever talks to them about confirming their story. But anyway, then Jay decides, okay, so this is already after 8 in the morning. So then Jay decides that he is hungry and he wants to leave. So he tells him, all right, man, whatever, right? Go ahead and go. He shuts the door, so he's out of it. Okay, he's out of this whole thing, right? That's according to him. He came here alive, he left alive, I'm out, right? Okay, so that means that's a little after 8. Let's just say he goes over to the bus stop, give or take a few minutes. That's going to put it closer to, say, 8:20, according to Liar Pants. And then that's going to have the lady saying she saw him, but she said she saw him at 8. But he wasn't outside at 8 yet, so she's lying on that one of when she saw him. Or maybe she's just confused, right? And so let's just say it's around 8:15, 8:20. He's talking to her. She's explaining to him that the bus comes at 10. Evidently, he decides, oh, you know what? I'm just going to walk all the way back. Okay? So he decides to take off walking in the opposite direction of his rental. So, but remember, he needed a phone charger at around 6:30. So that means by now his phone is probably dead. If their story is correct, his phone is probably most likely already dead, which means Lucy can't call him, Brad can't call him, he can't use Google Maps, he can't do anything. But let's just say he has a magic iPhone, and all of a sudden he went from needing a phone charger between 5 and 6 a.m. to his phone has got a little bit of juice left for him to take a trek, right? Then around 8:30, so he pays Lucy a call, which I don't know if he had already talked to Brad before that or talked to Brad after that. But let's just say he had already hung up with Brad, which he was fine when he talked to Brad, Brad said. Right, he had slipped a little bit on some gravel, but he was fine. They were laughing about it. Remember, they Googled it and it said 15-minute drive, 11-hour walk, 14-hour walk. Then supposedly that was just a misprint, and it was a 50-minute drive to go 22 miles. And I guess they're on horseback. But anyway, 22 miles to go back to where he was. So when he pulls up and shares the location with Brad, Brad automatically knows where Jay's at, right? Because they're sharing location. So he can see exactly where his best friend is of half his life. So the reason, evidently, I guess he thought he was fine, so he didn't need to go get him, right? But then evidently either he calls Lucy after or before. I still don't know. I'm guessing after because Brad said he was fine. And then told him to get a cab. It's your best friend. He's only 22 miles away, but go ahead and get a cab, Jay. You've been out all night. You hadn't had no sleep. Your phone's almost dead, but that's all right. Go ahead. You're slipping on gravel, but just go ahead and get a taxi. Right? A cab, whatever you want to call it. A Lyft, a Uber. It doesn't matter. Well, just y'all pick a damn name. But so let's just say he calls Lucy after that. Right, Rube? Ruby smells it already. But anyway, he calls Lucy after that around 8:30, let's just say. Because Brad never gave us a time when he talked to Jay anyway. But let's just say 8:30, he calls Lucy May Law, his other best friend. And total different story compared to Brad. He is dehydrated. He is delusional. He is like about to pass out, cut his leg on a cactus, laying in a ditch, no water, no nothing. Oh no, Lucy didn't say the ditch. Oh yeah, she did say he cut his leg on cactus. That's right. Cut his leg on cactus. He's laying in a ditch, but yet he's dehydrated. His phone has 1%. And so somehow his phone had lasted from needing a charger all the way to 8:30 or 8:50, whatever decide, I guess, because they kind of pick different times in every interview. But let's just say 8:30. So then she hangs up with Jay, right? Doesn't say how long she spoke to him, right? She was woken up by him, but she doesn't say how long she spoke to him. But I hardly think that she was asleep when Jay called, because I don't think she would have heard the phone, been partying all night. But anyway, so then I guess she just does nothing at that point for the next, say, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, right at 20 minutes, because we know his phone last had battery at, what was it? It was 8:49.54. So let's just call it 8:50 a.m. And it pinged by those little shacking buildings, or it pinged by the little road. They can't make up their mind which one they want to say. So they just say by the little shacks off the side of the road, but show a different picture. So anyway, we'll leave it at that. But so now I'm wondering is she waited roughly, say 8:50, his phone's dead, okay? So that means she can't get a hold of him anymore because he has no phone. So then at 9:03, she calls to report Jay Slater missing on the island of Tenerife in the village area of Masca. And somehow, after speaking to him less than 30 minutes later, you report him missing. For what reason? Because his phone is dead, or because why? You know, I never understood what made her report him missing. Was it because he cut his leg on a cactus laying in a ditch? She was worried about him. So if that was the case, then he wouldn't have been hiking down no trail all the way from where he was to that Juan Lopez ravine, right? No way if he was in a ditch he could have done that. And how come he did? How come if he knew his phone was fixing to die, how come he didn't turn around and go right back over there and charge it? Have you ever thought of that, guys? Why wouldn't he have just went back and said, hey man, shit, I ain't got no battery. My battery's dead. I got a charger. I can borrow your charger. Because you know, you're nice to him. You already made him a bed anyway. So I've never understood, they've never given a real good explanation other than, well, Jay wanted to leave. He was hungry. Come on, come up with a better damn excuse than that. Why he left. I see you. Hold on. Don't jump. But anyway, let's just say that she reports him missing. Stop, Ruby, at 9:03 a.m., right? So then she magically drives, she found on a Snapchat photo that he posted at 7:30. Okay? Which he had no he needed a phone charger already at that time. So I don't know how he was able to snap anyway, but evidently he was snapping, right? And she was able to take that Snapchat photo, not the sharing the coordinates with Brad, right? Because they were staying at the same place. So why didn't Brad say, hey, I got his location right here? Right? You don't need to go looking for him. We'll just go to him, not to where he was. Did y'all ever think about why didn't they do that? Brad had Jay's location. Okay, if you're going to get a ride up there to go hunting for the mysterious house that he was, Ruby, Blay, the house that he was staying at, or the Airbnb, or whatever you want to call it, why did they not just go to Jay? Nobody's ever asked him that, or what? Why didn't they just go straight to where his phone last was and go over there and start hollering his name? Right? Like, why? And how long did you wait to get a ride up there when you had a car? Well, how long did you, and they were giving free cars out anyway, but how long did you wait to go look for the house on a Snapchat instead of going and looking for Jay with the coordinates that Brad had on his phone already from the location? You know what I'm saying, guys? Y'all feel me? How come they didn't do that? How come they didn't do that? How come they didn't do that? Ruby, you just popped your collar off. Hold on, guys. She's going crazy over here. Ruby, stop. Play. Ruby, why are you dancing? Are you going to stop? I know it's cold, but damn, girl. She's like, I don't know if I want to put it on or not. I can't get it on with one hand. Hold on, guys. I got to pause this. Hold on. Guys, sorry about that. I had to pause it for a minute. She just popped her collar off. But anyway, just like a bandana earlier. But, you know, has anybody ever really questioned that? That'd be a good question to ask her. Why didn't you and Brad just go up there and go straight to where his last location was? Never made sense to me. But anyway, that's kind of the way they explain this. And then she starts calling, I guess, the embassy, the president. She called everybody, I guess, right? I mean, I'm surprised she called Air Force One and asked them to fly over. I mean, if she's calling everybody else and telling them to come on and help, right? And throwing those guys under the bus. Why'd you let them leave? Why didn't you question them? You know these people. Why would you throw them under the bus? That's what makes all the red flags realize that these people are well known on that island and they got a whole lot of pull, right? We know that. But, you know, that's just the reason I wanted to break it down that way is to kind of, you know, go over that idea of how come they didn't go to where his last location was. Okay, if he's laying in a ditch, how far could he have possibly got? He's cut his leg on a poisonous cactus. How far did he get, Lucy Maylaw? If that's even your real name. But how far did he get? Really? Couldn't have got very far. And how come Arab didn't go, oh, I'm right here. Let me go check for your buddy for you. Since I just made him a pallet and he hung out with me and we're friends now. We're laughing and joking and picking on Rocky sleeping in the car. How come, you know, we're buddies now. So I'll just, I'll go get him for you. I got a car. Let me go pick him up in the ditch. What ditch is he in? Send me his location. None of this happened, and this all could have been prevented. And anytime you have someone's location on your phone, that's your best friend of half of y'all's life, why in God's name would you not go get him or not go to that location instead of trying to track down an Airbnb that's not even where he is? You know he's not at the Airbnb. You know he's out there laying in the ditch cut on a cactus. And this is what I want people to think about. The reason I'm doing this is because I want the haters to think about how I just told this story. Does it make any damn sense? If this makes sense to you, holy Lord. Not trying to be mean, but you really need to stop and think. Because if it was your best friend, what would you do? Before you send that hateful comment, if it was your best friend, what would you do? Would you leave him there laying in the ditch cutting the cactus and go try to find the last place he stayed at? Or would you go straight to where your buddy was? And be honest with yourself. Anyway, guys, we got to get out of here. We're fixing to head out of town and go do some searching for a few people, Sebastian Wayne, Jake Rogers, and a couple of others that I'll discuss after we get done. But Y'all be good. Y'all be safe, guys. We love y'all. We don't forget about Jay. Jay's always on my mind. I say a prayer for that young man every single day. So for the people that think that I might be avoiding this, I'm not avoiding this. I know now what's going on, and I know now that they're looking into this. So I'm going to do what any person should do and allow them to do what they need to do. Yes, I'm still working things behind the scenes. And yes, we'll still discuss it, but I wanted to make this video to get the point out there. So I hope this helped a lot of y'all that really don't understand maybe yet. But, you know, Jay Slater deserves more than negativity, right? And that's why I don't like negative. And y'all want to go, well, you're going to remove me. I don't remove you for a question. I only remove people when they're vulgar and rude. And if they're going to say something rude about someone that's not here to defend themselves. So y'all think about that. Anyway, guys, y'all have a good one. Remember, allegedly, these are my opinions, guys. Mine and Ruby's opinions only, not to reflect the channel. We love all y'all guys, though, regardless. We're haters. We love y'all more. Because somebody's got to pray for y'all's cold heart. But, you know, I feel that we're all brothers and sisters somehow, some way. We're all God's children. So we should all get along. Put our heads in the right place. Try to do what's right. And always, always fight for the voiceless. Because they can't fight for themselves. So we do what we do because of that. You know, if we feel that something is red flags, then we're going to look at it. If it's something we can't handle, we still got other sources we can pass it to. Believe me. But anyway, no, this case clearly touched me from day one. I think the true Jay Slater people out here understand that it touched me, just like it touched them, just like Sebastian Wayne, Jake Rogers has touched so many. Jay Slater touched a lot of hearts and lives, guys. And he deserves the answers. None of their story makes sense. So at least tell the real story, right? And that's what we're trying to do. And I think it's going to come out. And actually, I think it'll come out. I don't think it's going to take as long as Sebastian Rogers did. I think this will come out, the truth will come out before the year anniversary. I do feel that way. I'm pretty confident, actually, to say that. So we'll see what happens, guys, right? All right, guys, y'all be good. Y'all be safe. We love y'all. Trigger 1 times 100 million. Justice for Jay Slater, always. Keep the prayers up for this young man and his family. And pray to God we get they get this thing to where it needs to be. The truth to come out. And a lot of us already know the truth and know that this is not what they say happened. And the reason I broke it down that way is to give people a better understanding of how childish the things they're saying do not add up. 1% battery, you're never going to make a phone call. So she would have never known he had 1% because he would have never been able to ring her. Anyway, and if y'all don't believe it, test it on your phone. I know a lot of y'all have already tested it. Usually at 3 to 5%, iPhones shut off. So anyway, y'all guys be good, be safe. We love y'all guys. We got to get out of here. We really got to go home and pack and get on the road. But anyway, y'all be good, y'all be safe. We're going to do it. We'll do another one on Friday night for Jay Slater. I got some new stuff I'm going to put out. It's not a lot of new stuff, but it's a way I want to break down the entire story from start to finish again and show where the red flags are and try to help people to understand that can't seem to grasp it. But anyway, guys, y'all be good, y'all be safe. We love y'all. Ruby says bye too. Remember, allegedly, just all my opinions. I'm just a big bubble of allegedly. And y'all be safe. Trigger warning. Prayers to all the voiceless. And justice for all in need of justice. That's what we need to seek. We need to seek it out, find it, and help them get it. And it's in my heart. I hope it's in y'all's. So y'all have a good day. We love y'all guys. All right, we'll talk soon.